up some arena. This absolutely horrid. Okay, let's fire up some arena. Oh, I've got some echo there. Let's turn this off. Don't want to hear myself. Yeah, horrid Sunday evening. Almost gale force winds outside the house. So we've got a choice between priest and warrior. I think
I'm ready. Let's
the warrior decks have a chance of being completely ridiculous. So I quite like playing warrior. Okay, it's quite an easy first pick there of Town Crier. There's quite a few rush cards that really sort of make that deck beautiful. Now there's a fair amount of mage that makes some walker a little bit worse. Ticket Scalpers, okay, it kind of has taunt. You know, when you play it, they just always kill it. And it is a pirate, which is a slight downside with all the crabs about as well. I don't mind either of these two cards, but we'll take the Sunwalker. So best possible turn 3 play there, Frost Rider. The Spellbreaker's pretty ridiculous as well. I love both of these cards. I'm going to take the Spellbreaker just because I think silence is really important. And we might get a few premium 3-drops as well. I think the plan's to take the Sea Giants, really. Okay, so we do get some more premium 3-drops here. And the Beastmaster's a bit better because it doesn't die to Dragon Slayer. So I like the War Axe there, just because those first couple of turns are really important. So you've got to be able to sort of get hold of the board as fast as possible. Hopefully we get some rush cards to go with the Town Crier at some point. These are all reasonable cards. I think we'll take the Devastate though. Well, we've got an Untamed Beastmaster, so I guess we take the Beast here. I don't mind Bright-Eyed Scout if you could get very lucky and reduce the Sea Giant to 5, which will make it pretty much free most of the time instantly. Yeah, I think another 3-drop's pretty important in this deck, and it's another Beastmaster. I really want that Fire Plume Phoenix, but we've got a Dragon Roar, and I do love Dragon Roar. I've got quite a weak spot for it. We're going to go with a Beast here, for obvious reasons, just Witch Beast. Well, Forge of Shoals doesn't really do anything for us. The Replicating Menace is just far too weak with that 1 toughness. We're taking Deathspeaker. I'm not happy about Deathspeaker particularly, but it is what it is. I guess we take a late game card because it's a Beast. Sludge is pretty easy pick. And I'd love to take this Weaponsmith, but that's a Warpath, and you've always got to take Warpath when you're offered it. Oh, look at those two. Yeah, you've got to take the Warpath. It's the best card there. So we've still not been offered any rush minions for this Town Crier. Where's my rush minions? Like, Warrior typically has quite a few rush minions as well, so it's a little bit disappointing. We've got a little bit of early game here, which makes Lone Champion typically a bit worse. I think we go with the Amalgam because it is a beast, so it will benefit from one of our 2 Beastmasters. Don't really have a great amount with Death Rattle. That'll benefit from Corpse Raiser. Recyclers, fairly weak. I mean, they're all quite bad cards, really. But it's just which one can you make some use of. The only thing about this Corpse Raiser is you might be able to play it a turn after you play the Mastodon or the Sea Giant, because they've got a chance of sticking around. Maybe even the Sunwalker sticks around for a turn. And then the Corpse Raiser becomes a good card. But we're going to go with the Armourer. Okay, so still nothing with Rush. And we are 22 cards in. We've still not been offered a Rush card for our first pick Town Crier. Well, Reckless Flurry offers a board reset, but we do have a lot going on at 2 and 3 mana. Maybe the Shield Master at 4 fits into the curve quite nicely. And we do have 2 Warpaths, which kind of do the same thing as Reckless Flurry there. Okay. I'll take a Dragon Roar if it's offered. Still nothing with Rush, 25 cards in. Don't have any weapons. Tusker Fisherman's got a slight bit of value with our Warpath if you want to do 1 for 2. But, you know, you might as well just do an extra Warpath, really, you know. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we've got 2 beasts here for our double beast master. But a second Fiery War Axe does give us a lot of options as well. A third Fiery War Axe. We gotta go with the Execute there. Pretty much just getting offered the same cards over and over again. It's a very fast deck, this one. Not particularly great deck, but it's a very fast deck. Second Executes maybe a bit much. We do have 2 Warpaths, so I suppose we got to go with it. Okay, so we finally, on our last pick, offered something with Rush, and luckily it's a very, very good last pick card as well. So basically, we're always hoping we draw our Town Crier before we get our Gilnean Royal Guard. Oh, why does this game do this to me? Weren't offered any rushy bats. Weren't offered any 3/3 rushing Worgens.
Magni versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
There's the Royal Guard. It's like instantly chucking this back. Let's get rid of this. I'm going to keep hold of the Dragon Roar. We only got 1 Dragon Roar. The Armourer just gives us something to do. It's not particularly fantastic. Feels a little bit average, this deck, really. Could have done with a Super Collider to give yourself a good chance, or another Dragon Roar would have been nice as well. But we've got a War Axe now, and so this changes a lot about how we can play. We don't necessarily have to play this armourer onto an empty board turn 2 now.
Wanna blow something up?
Of course, hits me 3 times. And there's our Town Crier. So
Special offer. Strong and shiny.
we don't want to wait too long playing this. We don't want to draw our rush card before that. I'll take the 1 in 24 chance, so I'm not going to get it this turn. Well, I mean, we've been offered some instant value with the Death Speaker. It does help develop our board a little bit more.
I sense your strength.
Well played.
Smelly fish! Yummy fish!
So, no rush card. Don't draw that rush card. Lovely. So we're starting to get up to mass hysteria range now. Holy No is fine, doesn't really do a great deal. Ooh, Alex Strasser and Primordial Drake. That's quite a nice little high roll there. This is why I like Dragon Roar. There's a lot of high rolls. And you can see how bad of a 6-drop is. Like, wouldn't this much rather be a 4-2 with Charge and Divine Shield?
I wonder.
But we don't really have any plays ourselves. Turn 6. We don't have a 6-drop or a 7-drop. Ooh. Okay, that's a nice draw again.
You are not welcome here.
It's hammer time.
I'd rather trade there, so we've got 2 threats on a nice board. If he does have a mass hysteria, he'll definitely play it here. And there it is. And again, not a bad draw. So we could play the Spellbreaker if we wanted to here. Just for tempo, since everything after that kind of fits quite nicely.
Rams? Those aren't exciting enough.
But there's still maybe a few things we want to silence.
Embrace the void.
Well played.
So all of our late game is ridiculous now, all of these dragons. Okay, expensive little
I dream of a world trend.
sea giant there. I'm going to go for this here, just to Hope he doesn't have a mind control. Of course he has a mind control, yeah. What else is he going to have, right?
My duty is to the king. For the king!
Always mind control, but you've got to try and win the game there. And he got very lucky again, getting Nightmare. So just one of those games where you go in second and he just has the answer. He got his mass hysteria when he needed it. He got his mind control when he needed it. We win that game quite easily, I think, if we go first there. I mean, the thing is, he also hit us 3 times with the Mad Bomber right at the start of the game, and we're still alive. If he doesn't do that. So there was a lot of RNG going against us there. Fortunately, Hearthstone has turned into who goes first a lot of the time. We get an extra card off Ysera if we go first before he can mind control it as well. Which makes a huge difference.
Versus Liadrin.
My blade burns with holy fire.
For Cosmo.
So, 2 games, going second twice. And another reason why I really like Town Crier.
Reporting for duty.
So no reason to rush anything out here. I mean, we could play the Beastmaster, but we don't really have a play on the turn after that.
Listen here.
2 more reasonable dragons.
Ride the Polar Bear Express. Rams? Those aren't exciting enough.
So we've got a warpath here to finish things off.
Out of my jungle!
And we've got our sludge as well, which is pretty important on top of that.
Join the guild. We have cookies.
I'm ready. I'm not ready.
But as you can see, you go second and your opponent doesn't do anything stupid. It's very hard to get back into the game. It's just all about going first now, unfortunately. I mean, there's no real skill in what he's doing here. He's just like, well, you know, I'm going first, therefore I get to put all the pressure on.
You are not welcome here.
So this is definitely a card he's going to want to trade with. If he goes wide, we've got another 3-point Warpath that can do a lot of damage. We've also got quite a cheap Sea Giants as well. Well, that was certainly nice of him. It was a very nice thing for him to do there.
Truth is my shield.
This allows us to do a 4-point Warpath. I'm guessing he's got maybe a silver sword or something. Well, you're hitting a silence.
Reporting for duty.
And Sea Giant just keeps getting that little bit cheaper.
Your magic shall not save you.
Justice shall prevail.
So you can see how devastating silence is in the game. Like, it just completely ruins that card. From being a 4-8 taunt and death rattle to just a 2-2.
I sense your struggle.
Special armor. Strong and shiny.
And because he's been so obsessed on going face all the time, it's allowed us to get back into the game.
Out of my jungle. Reporting for duty. It's hammer time. I already attacked. Tazdingo! Yes!
So I've got armour up here, I've got a weapon. I think it's important to maintain the armour levels. And playing the taunt again, just in case he's got a second Dynasize or something with Charge Rush, etc. I mean, we've got a lot of late games, so it's all just about staying alive, really.
Reporting for duty.
I dream and the world trembles.
Flashlings are so fragile.
Float like a butterfly.
Sting like a bee.
Okay, I guess we're just making massive taunts after massive taunts, right? There's always an option.
My duty is to the king! For the king!
I shall bring rest.
Yeah, it's getting a pretty large board over here.
duty.
And he's dead.
For the king!
I shall bring you rest.
So that game purely came down to Spellbreaker. He went all in on a 2-2. I went, how about it turns into a 2-2 again? And he went, guess I lose. And this is one of those things, you know, he could have kept on trading and getting value out of his cards, but he just decided, I'm going to try and kill my opponent, and it didn't work out so well for him. And he had a good deck. You know, he had a very good deck. And he was going first. He should have won that, really. Let's be fair.
Arthas!
For Lordaeron.
For Cosmodon!
So there's this guy again. We don't want him. We want the Town Crier. Ooh. Well, again, we are going second. So I guess we're playing the Untamed Beastmaster. No, we're probably playing the Fiery War Axe now.
Hail and well met.
So we're obviously going to run into the 1-1 most of the time there. I think it's okay just to play it out.
Exciting enough.
2-point Warpath next turn, potentially.
Smelly fish! Yummy fish!
Oh, well, that's pretty much the nuts against Paladin right there. Duskbreaker and any other dragon.
Protocol 7 engaged.
So we could execute, could silence. There's a lot we can do here. Just really what we feel like doing. Maybe even Sunwalker's okay here.
A real stinker! I gotta move!
Is my shield.
Okay, I guess he's got a little rush minion then. Do that.
I'm unstable!
Justice shall prevail.
Some incense.
Reporting for duty.
Hammer time. Listen here.
So we're going to clear the board here because on turn 8 he can have a certain bone, well, a little bone guard or whatever it's called, +5/+5 to a minion. And we don't want that.
Reporting for duty.
My duty is to the king.
It's hammer time.
For the king!
So, just about keeping the board clear, just playing big things from this point onwards.
To Northrend.
But we're still getting good trades out of these, and we've got the execute for whatever big things he wants to play in the end.
For the king!
So it's still bigger if he gives the +5/+5, obviously if he's got dino size. We do get a lot of 1/1s afterwards.
I will purify the fallen.
And this is his I'm going face turn, so this is when we warpath here.
For the king!
Yep, just drew it last turn.
Reporting for duty.
Sludge, obviously, several turns too late.
Great showing, folk.
Mind if I roll need?
Drawing all my beasts because the Beastmaster's in hand. Not real big surprise there, right?
Lambs? Those are exciting.
Amazing!
Happy to take some positive trades there. And there's a dino size right on cue. Let's see if we can get a silence.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, well, not the worst.
I sense your struggle.
So we're still in trouble to a second weapon, so I'm going to keep the sludge in hand. Like...
Access denied.
Reporting for duty.
Feels good.
Let's eat.
Back, beast!
So this is just all about who can get their biggest minions off the top of the deck
Winter
now.
is here.
Well, he was a few turns too late.
Your magic shall not save you.
Back, beast!
Let's eat.
Would have really appreciated this a few turns earlier when he had the dino size.
Reporting for duty.
I'm guessing he's got an ooze as well. Yep, game all about who gets their big minions. And there isn't too much bigger than that guy, right? Black Knight off the top of the deck. Okay, Violet Worm, pretty good.
Reporting for duty.
So we kill him in 2 turns here. Ooh, another nice draw. A 3rd hammer? Really? Timeout. Okay then.
Reporting for duty.
You know that's one of those last pick cards.
I'm almost out of cards.
Oh, well we've only got 2 more cards to beat.
Come, my pretty birds.
We ran him completely out of cards.
The battle is over. You win.
So we've gone 3rd 3 times now. We've actually somehow managed to win 2 of them. But they all came down to, you know, crucial turns where our opponent just decided to go face. And we could deal with whatever thing he had and just punish him for that. Like, I don't understand him with his hammer. When he could have hammered the shield off my 4-5 and then attacked and killed my 4-5 with his 6-6 and instead...
Versus my head.
He like hammers a 1-1 or 2-2 or whatever it was on the side.
For Cosmodon!
Finally going first, and oh look, it's Gilnean Royal Guard in the opening hand. Again! No, we want Town Crier in our opening hand. We do not want Gilnean Royal Guard in our opening hand. So again, we're drawing all of our beasts. We've got 2 Beastmasters in the deck, and we're drawing all of our beasts. Game absolutely hates us today.
Think.
I hope you like my invention.
Armouring up. Armouring up. So we're hoping he doesn't have a Dragon Slayer. This could be very sad. Did he? Okay. So he coined out that just to armor up. This is an elemental. Ooh, combo. It's very tempting just to Spellbreaker this. Well, that seems pretty good as well. We might Spellbreaker this guy next turn because he might not be expecting it and he'll shut something out on the side.
I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
We'll get rid of his 1-1 since this is going to trade with this anyway. I think removing the 1-1's a bit more valuable than 3 damage to the face. I'm sorry, it's getting Spellbreakered. Spellbreaker's just being absolute MVP today. He's probably like, haha, I have a 7-9. And then he gets a nice Hypemon afterwards. Now, does it remove the Hypemon from the deck? Yes, it does remove the Hypemon from his deck. So this is a completely brutal turn.
Your magic shall not save you. Hammer time!
Nice 2-2, bro. 5 mana for a 2-2. Remove a really good card from your deck. Feels bad, man. So if he's disconnected and he's just coming back into the game, he's like, why don't I have a Hypemon in my hand? What's happened? I don't understand. So I think we go Mad Bomber here. We don't want it to hit the Spellbreaker, but I mean we get this trade, and he has to finish off with a weapon. Ooh.
Wanna blow something up?
Yeah, I'll take that. That works for me.
Look!
Die, bitch.
And even at 5 mana, Death Speaker feels fine on this kind of board. And I like the way it pulls this out and you've got the 8-3 on the following turn. Because that's generally what you want. You want it, this sort of stage of the game, you want it to have 8 power and a divine shield. But you see how much easier the game is going first here. You know, how we get to build up this board rather than be struggling to catch up all the time. Like, the mechanics of the game are completely different going first. You know, if I have this play going second where I'm spellbreakering his big guy, he's still putting a big threat down sort of first, and he already has a little bit of the board. But the fact that he's going second, and he makes this sort of big play with Growler Shark, and then you silence it, and he's just got nothing at all afterwards.
Listen here! Great show today!
So I'm guessing he's got some connection problems, or he's just from Baby Rage. Could be either. I mean, he did look like he'd disconnected already once.
You're pulling this back.
Maybe Baby Rage. I mean, you've got a Baby Rage when you've got a 7-9 Death Rattle, put a Hypemon in your hand. And your opponent goes, have a 2-2. Yeah. That was his only way back into the game. Like, it felt like the cards in my hand could just deal with whatever he did afterwards. I really like silence.
Magni versus Anduin.
And we took that over a Frost Rider, you know, which was a tough bit. Look, again, the Gilnean Royal Guard in open. No, we do not want Gilnean Royal Guard in opening hand. We want Town Crier. You go away, Town Crier come in. Gilnean Royal Guard's like, pick me, coach. I'll be there turn 8 for you. Go away. So he might get an execute out of that. Luckily, we've already drawn our on Dragon Roar. He could get a Warpath as well. Ooh, there's the Town Crier. Do we take the risk of drawing the Gilnean Royal Guard here? Do we take that 4% chance of getting screwed over? Well, good times. We didn't get screwed over. Oh, again the Dustbreaker. And a really nice late game card there. And Sindri grows that we can set off with the 2 Warpaths as well. So it makes me think he maybe took a Warpath off us, the way he's played so far.
Listen here!
9 cards in hand. Now, we could go Scout, because if it's something like a Giant we draw here, because we've got a lot of cheap cards. And it's only got slightly worse stats. Discounted Sunwalker, feels good. Like, it's only got 1 less toughness than the Shield Master. I really think he picked up a Warpath off that Psionic Probe the way he's playing, though.
We hear your heart.
Truth is my shield.
Watch out!
What do you reckon? 2-point Warpath? attack with Sightless Ranger, 3-point Warpath. He could do here as well. That wouldn't be a bad play, 3-point Warpath. Trade. Really? I've got a second Dragon Roar in my deck? Really?
Everyone's biggest fan.
Okay, so he's obviously got either
Justice shall prevail.
Mass Hysteria here
Watch out!
or Psychic Scream, so we just have to think a little bit about what we play here. This survives the Mass Hysteria. So it's quite possibly the thing to do next turn if we need it. Shield Master. They smash into each other. One survives if I play the Shield Master. This is annoying. This could be a big trade that way.
No.
I think we go with the Shield Master. If he's got Mass Hysteria, we still have one card surviving from this. Well, he's in 3-8 mode, unfortunately. So I'm still feeling maybe we bring him back down to a 5-6.
Maybe... No.
We could just chuck all of our guys into it, you know, it's an option. Make like a Tusker Fisherman and a Sea Giant as well.
Maybe... No.
Or we could just go face, I guess.
Smelly fish! Yummy fish!
Justice shall prevail.
Watch out!
We've got a Spellbreaker for a big taunt, and then maybe we can actually kill him. 8, 10, 13. We've got 16 damage when he kills the 4-5, so if he just makes a big taunt, that doesn't help him. Okay, he got an Execute off the Cynic Road. Makes me a little bit sadder. Duskbreaker. Trade.
So many choices.
Play Duskbreaker.
My duty is to the king! For the king!
A real stinker!
Watch out!
So it still sets up lethal. Okay, you're getting silenced and I'm going to kill you.
Your magic shall not save you.
Watch out!
A real stinker!
So, silence again, MVP. Ooh. Completed a quest. Yeah, this is why I picked the Spellbreaker. It's won us multiple games already. It's won us 3 games, basically. We silenced a 2-2 that was like a 4-8 Death Rattle, summon a 2/6, summon 2/1/1s. It silenced that guy, which allows us to kill him. It silenced the 5/7 Death Rattle, put a Hypemon in your hand. Just going, no, no, no. Whatever ridiculous thing you're going to do, stop it. Go away. Not today. So can we just have Town Crier, opening hand, not Gildan? Yes, he's there. I really don't want to discard this Mastodon now, because you just know Gildan Royal Guard's going, I heard you were looking for me. So I'm gonna just chuck the one back. We've got 2 draws to get screwed over here. No Gilnean Royal Guard, please. Woo! Okay. Pick me, coach. I can do it. Look at all of our 2-drops. This is great. It's fantastic.
Wanna blow something up?
Listen here.
I was going greedy there. I could have run my guy in and then just tried to hit it once, but I thought, let's go greedy and go for the 2 hits.
Access denied.
Now this is interesting actually, because he could have something that magnetizes to it, though most likely out of all those things it's going to be on turn 5.
Maybe... No.
But even so, if we damage it and he still magnetizes it, we've still got a Devastate to do a lot of damage to it.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
And if he does magnetize, again, it's going to make it very hard for him to turn his weapon on as well.
Sense your
So that's fine. Doesn't do anything. You might as well just use your weapon instead. All that really is done is giving you a 2/4, which doesn't really have any impact on the board. Does a 2/2 and a 2/3 really do much here? I mean, I guess it's better to bring them out now, right?
Special armor. Strong and shiny.
Smelly fish. Yummy fish.
So the coin's important to hold on because it allows us to play this either turn 7 or turn 8. In other words, we get to decide whether it's a 3/8 or an 8/3 on the turn we get to attack with it. I guess we just do it right back to him, right?
So many choices.
I sense your struggle.
Take cover.
A real
I just keep high rolling with this Dragon Roar. It's just all it does. beautiful draw as well.
It's hammer time.
Let's eat.
A real stinker.
So we're going to trade this way so that he can't... Like, if we trade with this guy into his 2-2, he can weapon up to kill it off. This way he has to put one of his guys at 1 toughness, which is good for our Dragonmaw Scorcher.
Never end.
It's hammer time.
Not necessarily bad to devastate that thing.
Let's eat. Access denied.
So the fact that he's got a second one of those really does make me think he's got something to magnetize to it. But we've got an execute. But then if he turns that into a 5-9 and I play the Bone Drake, he gets to kill the Bone Drake.
My duty is to the king!
For the king.
So I think in balance I'd rather not have it there. Incredible. But it gets it out of his hand and doesn't really cost us anything. Good ordering from him there. So, we might as well play the Elemental this turn, right? We've got a Thunder Lizard. See if he's got to walk the plank. All depends what 2 cards he drew off the Mimic Pod.
My turn? My turn!
Well, I feel like that's eating an execute quite handily.
Tadingo!
Look! Look!
Feels good, man. Random sleepy dragon as well. There it is, there's the war gear. We knew he must have had it. Like, how could it be anything but that?
Your magic.
And silence comes down. So you're not having a 10-10. Like, you just have to think a little bit about the way he's playing. And any time you see two of those 1/5s mechs, you've got to think there has to be a war gear in there. And there were 2 war gears in there. So there was a reason behind the way I did everything. And I was correct, but he just happened to have not drawn either of his war gears. Or I dealt with the mechs immediately and didn't give him the opportunity.
Magni versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
For Cosmodon!
No Gilnean Royal Guard yet, which will come first? Town Crier or Gilnean War Guard? Which will it be? It's a very sad Gilnean Royal Guard if I draw it first. So, you know, 2-drop, 3-drop. Maybe this sea giant comes out reasonable sized.
Favorite.
I maybe could have gone face there just to make the sea giant cheaper, but I didn't have a 4-drop. If I have a 4-drop, then I think that's definitely the plan. But our 5-drops are still pretty good. Nesting Rock, Sludge.
Look! Look!
Now, wouldn't that have been incredible, turn 4? One turn too late. That's fine, you're getting executed. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you are.
Look! Look!
So really that sort of me doing nothing on my turn 4, him having his guy ready, does make a lot of difference, doesn't it? So Druid typically has Naturalize and nothing else for dealing with big guys. I feel sorry for him because he doesn't know I've got a weapon in the hand. So he's really hoping I'm getting slimed here, and I'm not getting slimed. Ooh.
It's hammer time!
No slime for me. That's fine, it's already done its job. It has already done its job.
I sense your struggle.
Tazdingo! Yeah.
We hear your heart.
Now maybe Dragon Roar, a couple of guys might have been better because there's a lot of 9-drop dragons you want there.
I don't make mistakes. I bury them.
Well, not the greatest. Not the greatest at all. We get to put a lot of pressure on him, and we've got the silencer if he's got a big taunt again. Guess we're gaining lots of armor.
At last, a worthy foe.
Mine! Mine! All mine!
What use is this guy? Not a whole lot of use to this guy. Kills a 3-1. Doesn't really develop the board anymore for the rest of the turn.
So many choices. Wasn't exciting enough.
So we need to draw some of our late game now. We've drawn a lot of our early game.
Where shall I strike?
Protocol 7 engaged.
Ooh, a nice draw. Well, no luck from the 50-50. And he got his late game, and I didn't get my late game.
Your magic shall not save you.
But we've still got multiple warpaths in the deck. A nice draw. Unfortunately, we're taking 24 before we can do anything about it. Taunt.
Butterfly. Sting like a bee.
So even Warpath doesn't save us now. Because he still hits us for lethal.
My duty is to the king, for the king.
Would have been nice a turn earlier. Because then the Warpath finishes off everything else. Yep, so just drew wrong cards in the wrong order. Turn 4 we missed our drop, and then we drew the Bright-Eyed Scout on turn 5, and he had his Bright-Eyed Scout on turn 4, giving him pretty much the best card in the game, the old Bone Guard. So, if that doesn't happen, if I get my Scout on turn 4, I think we're absolutely fine in that game. And if he doesn't get a Bone Guard, if he gets like a 2-2 or something, then again, we go on to win that quite comfortably there. But that's RNG for you, unfortunately. It's a big part of Hearthstone.
Magni versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
For Cosmodon!
good opening hand. That would have been nice against his big guys as well, wouldn't it? Execute.
Wanna blow something up?
Me, and me, yet again. So that's another 1 in 8 off the Mad Bomber. Fantastic game.
I wonder.
Is that food? I need it!
It's hammer time! You got it!
Well, no turn 4 play. Sucks to be me. I'm not... I guess I have to sludge it, but I'm not sure I want to sludge it particularly. It survives his weapon, so seems fine to chuck out. And his weapon going off might trigger my execute as well, if we can play it in a certain way. Might allow me to kill something good on his side of the board. I feel this sludge might have better targets, but it is on curve. Okay, well I'm definitely sludging this as it allows me to trade. And it also means, because Super Collider comes down this turn as well, if he does get one, he doesn't have anything to use it against.
Truth is my shield.
But yeah, you did get that feeling there was another weapon in there, the fact that he was just attacking with his razor for no reason for 2 damage.
What now?
So if he plays a big guy, we've got an execute. If he plays multiple small guys, we've got another fiery war axe.
Justice shall prevail.
Two-point warpath.
So many choices.
Do we waste? I think a warpath's too good to waste here, isn't it?
Justice shall prevail.
Like, I want him to build up a little bit of a board, just so I can do a big warpath. Well, that gets me Gilnean Royal Guard, which then finishes off this guy. But I do go to 6 if I do that. But we can do that, hopefully, next turn, assuming no Super Collider.
What now?
And if I get to hit his face for 14 next turn, means he can't use any weapons as well.
I wonder.
Try this.
So we've got a few options. Execute 14 to the face, weapon up, make Town Crier. We could also Warpath to clear his board quite well.
So many choices.
I like developing the board a bit more.
Special armor. Strong and shiny.
Great show today, folks. It's all right.
So his Warpath can do some work.
Mortal life. Fleeting.
Well, pretty much the worst dragon from him there. I guess he really sucked with his dragons today. But there were a lot of different lines. I really wanted to armour up there because potentially he could have, like, silenced my guy and swung back for lethal because he had 9 there, so he only had to damage his own minion to have lethal back if we did go with the Gilnean Royal Guard. So I thought it was the safer option, the option that really stopped us from dying.
Magni versus Maiev. For Cosmodon!
Ooh, now lucky Town Crier. No Gilnane Royal Guard. Don't do it to me. There we go. Good boy. Nice doggy behaving. That is fine. And that is also fine. Nice 3-4 on turn 3. Feel free to weapon up afterwards. So, no Frost Rider. We don't want to see a Frost Rider here. Well, we still finish off with the War Axe, you know. It's fine.
Hey! Good tickets don't come cheap.
That seems fine. If you want to lose all his tempo for the sake of that, that works for me. Like, I personally would have played something that at least is going to stick around on the board afterwards. It's more important than 2 random cards.
Nice to meet you.
Well, I was going to go Mad Bomber and Fiery War Axe.
You wanna blow something up?
Naturally.
Hammer time!
But I also knew that was going to happen, because Mad Bomber's not been nice to me at all.
Growl rules.
So yeah, this Warpath's absolutely devastating to him. Like, if he's just got tiny guys, I'm fine with that. That works with me.
Look! Look!
No, I drew the Sea Giant. I played too fast. I'm such an idiot. Could have had a Sea Giant for 1 mana. I gotta play slower. Oh, I'm devastated. I really am. Ooh.
Great show today, folks. Enjoyed.
Double Bone Drake. Gotta walk the plank. I think you need to walk the plank. Or a Betrayal. Both are pretty good right now.
Amazing.
Let's just put him to 7. I've got a 4-point Warpath. Let's just put big guys out, spread them down. I mean, he doesn't have the huge removal. He would have played it by now.
At last, a worthy foe.
it's so good. Oh, it's so good. He's on one.
Maybe... No.
I sense your struggle. Meddlesome insect.
Amazing! Warriors of the frozen wastes.
Gilnane, Royal Guard to the rescue. We're beating somebody with a Lich King.
My duty is to the king! For the king!
Well, 7 wins, always a target. You want to go infinite, right? You want your entry fee back. Seems okay, this warrior deck. Seems okay. Not sure how many more wins we'll manage, but we've got a few.
Magni versus Uther.
I will fight with honor.
For Cosmodon!
The armour is not great going second, is it? Like, because we've got our 2-drop, we want a 3-drop, and maybe even a Town Crier without drawing our Gilnane Royal Guard, right? So there you go. You're going second, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Pretty much what you want to be doing is just curving out. Okay, so I'm guessing he's played that Swamp Ooze because he has a second Swamp Ooze, or he's got a Death Speaker in his hand and he wants to do that combo. Yeah, pretty lousy turn 3 from him. But you can see how just the raw stats are more important going second. It'd be nice to play the scout here, but it just dies to his weapon.
Tazdingo!
And I think the tempo is more important. So we've at least got to try and get a guy off his board as well. And if this is a Sea Giant off the top of the deck, I'm going to be very unhappy. Because I could have had it for 5 mana.
Let me think.
You are not welcome here.
So this is going to be Warpath, Execute, or just Warpath, Execute. And it was the Sea Giant. Unbelievable. I think we saved the Execute here, right? No, we got to use the Execute because that forces him to use his weapon at the very least.
That was a mistake.
No, that wasn't a mistake.
Are you ready for this?
Like, while he still has true silver on the board, we can't beat him, so we have to execute that guy.
My duty is to the king, for the king!
Yes, you can have some spell power cards here that kill the 8-3 that wouldn't otherwise, but I think the 5-6 is a bit more threatening.
Put your faith in the light.
You're getting spellbreakered. Yep, and there's the greedy face shot. He's finally realised he can't afford to do that.
Your magic shall not save you.
Special armor. Strong and shiny.
Let's hope he doesn't have any bounce. So Repentance is obviously the really annoying one because that brings back the 6-2, which we don't want. I guess we run this in and hope to trigger one of the others first.
I sense your
Take armor.
Job done.
Like, we still should lose this. He does have better cards than me right now. The Execute is nice, but there's no guarantee it triggers with the Mad Bomber.
Reporting for duty.
I think that's getting an Execute now.
Wanna blow something up?
Yeah, obviously misses completely. I mean, this has been like one of the worst Mad Bombers. Can't get any luck out of this game today when it comes to Mad Bombers. And then get punished straight afterwards when he goes Taunt. Yep, see, if I kill that 3-1, I still got a guy to trade with this guy.
Reporting for duty.
Pretty much no way back for me here. So we'll play this, hoping to draw our War Axe, which we can finish off the 5-9 with. And there's also a chance that he misses anyway. Obviously doesn't miss because, unlike me, he has good RNG. Looking for another warpath or a weapon.
Reporting for duty.
Neither of those things. So any kind of Death Speaker, Dino Size just ends the game now. So he can run all of his guys in to kill this next turn. And in return, oh, I kill absolutely nothing. I kill a pair of 1/1s, sorry. Good trade. So you can just see how just the game snowballs out of control. Just that little bit of orange. Why would you ever do that? You're losing 2/1/1s. You're literally losing 2/1/1s to my 6/10. Why would you ever play equality? Like, I'm losing to people who are just making awful plays like that. He just lets me clear the board off a Warpath or a Dragon or a little Scorcher or something like that. Unbelievable. I don't understand what these people are thinking about when they do these plays. That was literally one of the worst equalities. And again, I can't draw a Warpath to punish him. I can't draw one of my Dragon Roars to get a Scorcher.
Ready to ride.
Yep, that does it. So, good old RNG screwing me over there. My Mad Bomber misses his guy 3 times. He hits the 50-50 when he's attacking. I can't draw any of my multiple Dragon Roars. Can't get my second Warpath when I need it. Yeah, there were loads of good cards there. We never saw Violet Worm at any point in any game. Didn't get Untamed Beastmaster turn 3 and didn't trigger a single beast. 2 Untamed Beastmasters. Like about 7 beasts in my deck. Didn't trigger a single beast once.